Okay, so could you describe what's been going on today?
Well, we had a sale today of fine wristwatches. During the course of the year, Bonhams will have any number of watch sales globally. In London, we have a sale room at Knightsbridge, and here at New Bond Street is where we sell the higher value and the lower volume commodities. And with watches, we had about 150 watches in today's sale, fine watches. The two choice manufacturers at the moment are Rolex and Patek Philippe, but it was a very successful sale. I was the auctioneer, and we had lots of spirited bidding. A lot happens online now, but also the telephone banks were very active as well as the people in the room.
So, was there anything that happened that shocked you today?
Well, I think really it's the sheer depth of bidding. Sometimes my area of speciality is actually motor cars, but I also take the watch sales, and actually there's a great synergy between the car market and the watch market, wheels and cogs and mechanisms. And what I found tremendous in today's sale was the sheer depth of bidding. I would have literally 20 people on some occasions on one lot, all wanting that one lot in the sale, which is relatively unheard of with the auction scenario. You know, normally if you get half a dozen people interested in a particular lot, that is, you know, a good depth of bidding, but to have 20 and 20 plus bidders all wanting to own the lot, it just shows just how strong and vibrant the collector's wristwatch market is.
How successful was today's sale?
Well, it was really quite successful. We had about 150 lots in the sale, and I haven't actually seen the stats at the moment. You've grabbed me as I've just come off the rostrum. But I reckon we've probably sold 130, 135 out of the 150 watches that we had on offer today, which are really quite strong stats.
What would a normal stats be for like 150 things on sale?
Well, with the watch department, they regularly put in 75% by lot what they sell. But the Old Master Picture department, for example, that has a shallower depth of bidders, it's not unusual for them to sell 55-60% of what's being offered. So it really shows just how strong and vibrant the market is.
Do you think it's made a difference that we're 2 weeks out from Christmas?
I think that does help a bit. A few days ago I was taking the jewellery sale at Knightsbridge, and I could see quite a few anxious looking male faces in the audience.
I'm sure you could.
who we hadn't quite seen before, and they were very relieved. You could see the relief on their face when they secured the lot that's got Christmas sorted for them.
Fantastic. So if you could pick one of the watches from today to have for yourself, which one would you go for?
Well, I do fancy a Rolex nowadays, and not necessarily, well, I'd like a Daytona, but I couldn't afford one. I think a nice Submariner, one of those classic Rolexes, and, every time I want one, there's about 6 people in front of me that want one more than me.
So, final thing, you mentioned how strong the market is. So, a lot of people have stopped wearing watches because they have the time on their phone. Do you think that bears any relevance to what's been going on today?
I don't think so. No. It's true to be said that a lot of the watches that we sold today will join other watches in a collection, in a display case at home or on a roll at home. But they will be worn from time to time. They're not generally everyday watches. Maybe some of the more modestly priced watches would be everyday watches. But I don't think just because you can tell the time on your iPhone or whatever, it's diminishing the collector's market here.